Welcome, everyone. Sunday nights are off this week, so we are doing a segment called MidGaming. We will return momentarily. In the meantime, last week, we proposed a very interesting question. In our podcast the other day, one of the players brought up an interesting question that needs answering, so I wanted to shoot it out to the hive mind. How do centaurs sleep? Hashtag centaur nap. We got a good amount of comments back to it. I was actually very surprised. And I just want to go over a few of them with you guys and just get your reactions and see if you agree or if you disagree. Sound fair?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody all jump at once. All right. So Mark Usen says they hang upside down from a tree.
By what?
I don't know. That's what he said.
Just themselves. Just that.
Like they wrap their horse legs around the branch?
There you go.
Yeah.
Now,
Right?
I'm no horseologist, but I don't think that's how they work.
Well, you're not a horseologist.
Right. So far, just not plausible if that's how centaurs sleep, right?
Just a pure weight of the centaur would probably break the branch, more likely.
All right.
That's not
I
how
like how that
imagine
one
it.
is your opener.
That is my
Yes.
opener. They don't get a lot better from here. Jared Cooley says they hit the hay.
I get it.
I get it. It's not making me
I would-
laugh, but I get it.
Right.
I would say that I wasn't expecting it, but dude, I need crackers for the amount of cheese that came through on that one.
You know what? But I appreciate a good pun. I like it.
That is true. Thank you for that contribution.
Thank you very much, sir. John Hansold says in the centaur of the bed.
I like that one. Yeah. And I'll take that one with extra gravy.
I'll stick with the hay one, actually. We're going to start a poll.
Is that end of list?
No. I'm just
Just warming up.
warming up. Here, I'll do this one. This one actually had a conversation with them. It says it would depend on the DM and the settings. This is from Keith Wargo. He says, would say it depends on the DM and the settings. And I said, I'm the DM and it's my setting and I still don't know. And he goes, all right, okay, thinking about it. Well, I would make a case about standing up because they are mostly horse and philology, which I'm guessing he's supposed to mean mythology. I think there could be a case made for both. And I legit mean both at the same time. Standing up would represent a problem with balance for the upper half of the humanoid torso, which would slouch from one side to the other. The sudden movement could cause them to wake and in a prolonged position, painful muscle knots. By the same circumstance, their horse halves would need to be standing to help their blood circulation. So what about half-breeds? Could they lay with their human half down while the horse half stands? And that's actually a very interesting question. What do you guys believe? Do you think that centaurs have evolved the ability to lay on their own backs?
No.
I don't
No?
think the spine would allow that.
Okay.
So I've actually been doing research on this. This is
Sure.
how I'm
Oh,
spending my off time. So horses can only stand sleeping up if they're taking a nap. So they need to get into a REM cycle. They need to be laying down. So short rest, I am standing up. So for long rest, I'd be laying down. And then I looked into it. Horses actually have a couple of different ways that they lay down.
Mm-hmm.
They're like take a knee, for lack of a better term, where they tuck their knees up underneath them and then they sleep that way, or they just fall on their side. And I feel like Kiefer, being a traveler and a little bit less refined than non-professional killers, he just kind of flops to the side and he puts his arms straight up, and that allows for that flatness. So he's just a side sleeper, but he always has to be resting his head on his arm.
Okay.
yeah, captain? Isn't he a leader?
He is a chief.
Uh-huh. Chief, right. If Kiefer is essentially what I gathered is a leader of the pack, essentially. Is that correct?
Yes, but I would imagine Centaur's leadership would be a lot less bureaucratic. If you look at horses in nature, they have leaders in when they move in whatever a group of horses is. Once again, not a horseologist, but there's always like leader horses that will kind of push the other ones the way that they want it to go. So it's more of my chiefness is the respect that has people follow me into combat and stuff. I'm not at like a bureaucratic, I set up different bureaus of people going out and stuff like that. I just have privilege of military ranks because I people to follow in my lead.
Okay. Brenton D. Hines actually kind of mirrors that. If it sleeps like most horses, they sleep in short spurts, usually in standing or semi-kneeling position. It wouldn't need anything for its top half unless it was on a bender, and maybe a cushion to support its chest. Do you think that a centaur would have like a cushion, or like in Kiefer's case, like he would have a backpack or something like that to rest on his side?
I love the idea of a traveling pillow, like just a tiny those pillows that people pull out on the plane that he just keeps with him, and it's like his security pillow.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
I feel like Kiefer would have one of those love pillows.
I kind of like the idea of, having the travel pillow where it goes around almost like the back of his body, and maybe that helps keeps him sitting upwards.
Centaur brand travel pillows, the only pillows that a centaur will use in long trips. Hashtag not sponsored.
The neck pillows.
Yeah, like a neck pillow. Like, don't judge me, but lately so do you guys know what a boppy is?
No, what is it?
Okay, so a boppy is like a pillow. It looks like a C. You put a baby in it, and the sides go around the body so it doesn't roll out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so lately I've been stealing my son's boppy, and I've been like putting that around my neck.
That's basically the same.
And that's how that thing is like, boppy, like using a boppy to like take a nap is like the best thing in the world. It gives you the perfect support. Like, I was like, wow, my kid's boppy has now been claimed by me. So
which one came first, the neck pillow or the boppy?
Right.
Yeah.
So Brent Evans said that in the Wild Card series, I've never seen this, so I don't know what it is. The character Dr. Brady Finn is a centaur. His preference is to remove the mattress, no less than king size, preferably California king, from his bed and surround it with pillows, creating kind of a nest. He then folds his legs underneath himself and lay in human portion over the sides on a ring of pillows. He says he has yet to find the perfect position due to the 90-degree curve of his spine, which almost constantly aches to some extent. I hope this helps. That's actually kind of interesting. So like a travel pillow when you're out in combat, but like at the home, would a centaur like have a nest kind of situation?
I think there could be something along those lines, although I think a centaurian mattress would be different from a humanoid mattress. I don't think it would have to be on like a bed, like a box spring or anything. It would just be on the ground. And probably of a different type of whatever material would be most comfortable in that situation.
I think that there would be a difference between different civilizations of centaur. For example, I feel like wild centaurs who live out in the forests, that would be just fine for the spread out camping situation where you just lay down. But city centaurs would have like a stable or something for themselves.
Well, I think, and that brings up a good point. I think the way that I envision it with the wild centaurs are kind of like with wild horses. I believe they also just kind of cuddle around each other and almost rest their heads on each other's backs or stomachs. And so I would kind of imagine a similar thing with centaurs, with people with they're close to or whatnot, and almost with those like in a more domestic type environment. Maybe, like I said, with the mattress being different, maybe it actually dips inwards under the floor so that when you lean over, you're kind of being caught by the eds there.
I like that idea.
That's
I really like the
awesome.
idea. I really do like the idea of like a group of centaurs like kind of like piling on each other. That's cool. I really do like
this
discussion. Yeah, this discussion is actually really cool, and I hope that we can do more discussions on monsters and like there are not monsters, but also like non-humanoids and like cultures
Creatures
and things like that. Yeah. I would love to do like more discussions on types of creatures that we encounter in these games. This is a lot of fun.
The whole point of these stories is to use your imagination. I think it just flourishes when we have to create an idea of about something that doesn't really exist. I think it's amazing to have to think that up.
It definitely gives another layer to the world that you're in. If you think about this kind of stuff, the world becomes more real and you can immerse yourself a lot better. And that's one of the reasons why I believe we don't use our actual names, is to help with the immersion to this whole thing. All right. So this is the last.
So to avoid the FBI watch list.
That is also true. So this is the last one from social media that I'm going to read. A lot of them were puns, and a lot of them were just basically people saying the exact same thing. But I think this person definitely takes the cake. Is Mike Inarino. Mike Inarino says they sleep with one eye open, gripping their pillow tight.
Well, I think for the
Best use of a Metallica reference ever.
yes, definitely.
So, but I think that also mirrors like what we were saying, that I believe in, at least in our little world, centaurs have pillows that they
Yes.
bring with them.
I think that's become a universal truth here.
Yes. So we've solved hashtag centaur nap.
It's a very big profitable market in the centaur world.
Now I have to design an entire centaur pillow economy. So that's gonna be
Ooh,
fun.
I
Yeah.
have a question for everyone.
Sure.
When the centaurs make their pillows, what do they fill it with?
Oh, that's a good question.
Griffin feathers.
The two that have kind of been quiet this whole time, what do you guys think?
I think they sleep on beds filled with tears from their enemies.
Got it.
Because they're so soft.
Galaxia?
Probably feathers. I'm going to go with feathers.
Kind of feathers.
I would say either, I would have to think about that one, but yeah, I would think feathers.
So some type of feather down. I like that.
I mean, that makes sense. I was just curious because that does work in with the world building, like you said.
We'll go with the mythology of the centaur. They're more of like forestly type creatures usually. So anything where there's like, I was thinking more like, I don't know, the dryads and nymphs don't really have feathers, but it'd be more associated with feathers, I would think.
So you don't think they use like leaves or anything? You think they go with feathers? I like that.
Totally would be something they could probably use.
Like a status symbol. Like if you, everybody has a leaf pillow, but if you have a feather pillow, then you are top horse. I like that. I like that.
Griffin feathers, yes.
Considering Kiefer is the chief, he'd probably have a feathered pillow.
Yeah. Kiefer, make sure that you add feathered pillow to your list of items.
20 pounds, right?
I mean, them griffin feathers.
It's a massive fine pillow.
Well, what do you expect when you got to hold up a horse?
Oh, this is fun. I wanted to talk a little bit about, I guess, like a fad is like a fad or a trend. However you want to put it. So TikTok is a thing.
Yeah.
I guess it's been a thing for like a couple years, but ever since COVID-19 started going on, like it's becoming more prevalent. And there's a lot of like Dungeons and Dragons TikToks out there where people do like really small bits or things like that. And Kiefer, I know that you keep talking about D&D TikToks, and I've seen a few of them on like YouTube and whatnot, but some countries are thinking they're going to ban TikTok. Would the culture be hurt at all with it? Or like, is like a D&D TikTok something like over importance? Or is it like, oh, it's a little stupid thing that, I can waste 5 minutes watching?
Here's the thing. Is TikTok going to be a thing forever? Probably not. TikTok is just a replacement for Vine, and Vine has something that's, it's based off of the Snapchat feature, and there's always going to be evolutions of stuff. So I think if the government shuts down TikTok, there's just going to be something else that they're going to do. And so I don't think that it will affect the culture too much. If TikTok and stuff like that does go away, it's going to be from other issues like Tumblr has had and stuff like that, with over policing what people are saying and maybe not putting out a voice for people who should.
My factor on that one is, you mentioned Vine. I'm a big Vine fan, and we all know that one just went away. I still don't know why. If somebody can tell me why, I'd love to know. But essentially, TikTok has come in.
Where'd the Vine go?
Where'd the Vine go? Exactly. I want to know. But essentially, it's filled that void in some aspect and then expanded further. The unique issue that we're having with TikTok is the concern of national security and all that's happening. But the point being, when Vine left, it kind of sucked, and but you still see those. Like, the only connection I have to TikTok is I will look up funny ones on YouTube. I do not have the app. I don't know the culture of TikTok. I watch them on YouTube. So the culture may change just like the one with Vine, but it's going to adapt just like it does with every other platform.
They would have to take away everyone's cameras, and everyone has a camera.
Right.
That's true. I definitely want to mirror Ellie's thought is that, I watch TikTok, but I watch it on YouTube. That's the only way I know what TikToks are.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions? Anybody want to make any comments about what's going on? We are past the halfway point. Well, no, we're one episode away from the season finale.
Did we level yet?
Oh my God.
Technically, you owe us like 8 levels for free already.
Don't owe you any levels. I don't.
We have voted, and yes, you do.
Yeah.
Craig says differently.
That's not
Yeah.
how this works. Craig
You
doesn't
weren't
get a
here.
vote.
You don't know that. Craig came on and he was talking with us and everything. You weren't here. You didn't hear him.
I'm going to listen to the tapes.
Also, we need to talk. Craig says that you've been mean to him and you've been yelling at him and demoralizing him.
Well, those are all true things. Yeah, that's actually a true thing.
Craig is people too.
Craig would really, really, really appreciate it if you stopped touching him in a no spot.
Justice for Craig.
Justice.
We use Craig to record because we record this on Discord. Discord.
That should be our voice clip for the beginning of this episode. Justice for Craig.
Justice for Craig. We need to do a special shout out to Craig.
Craig lives matter.
Craig, you're a part of this too.
Even though he screwed us like 2 episodes ago.
We wouldn't be here without you, Craig.
No, there's always Zoom. That was a nightmare, though.
But I can't post my sweet, sweet memes.
I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
But it was a last minute thing that was necessary to do at the time. So,
Yeah. I would like to say on the thing of the quote unquote sweet memes, the last one that Kiefer sent was the Crypt Keeper dressed up as a World War II soldier saying, "Hello, creeps." So that is what you're missing.
I mean, they're
while we're doing this record.
They are done in tandem with when we're recording, and they have a point in the story. You can only experience this while they're recording, by the way. So it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. You can't get this anywhere else.
Like, I don't like doing live shows because of like the pauses and all that. I feel like that breaks up the game too much. So maybe we can figure out how to record, and we can record the screens and then sync everything up. Maybe that might be a way. I haven't figured out how to do that yet.
I feel like that's
why this is
every
a podcast.
Tabletop. Yeah, but I mean, every tabletop game is going to have its own experience. Like the players, it's almost like your own inside joke. When you're a part of a D&D campaign or a Pathfinder or whatever, it's like your own inside joke because you get these players and you're the only ones that experience it at this moment, and it's a unique thing. I definitely like the fact that when people talk about games, like they don't use some people will use it, but 9 times out of 10 it's not my character did this. It's we went to this, we fought a Titan. And I found a magic weapon. Like that's what I love about this. I
just have one question, and I just for you, but I'd like for you to make your own little comment. Is how did you like my reaction to saving that vial from hitting the floor?
I loved it. I like it when people are descriptive. I like it when people have that moment of reaction, like, "Oh, can I do this?" I was like, "Yes, you absolutely can do that." Like drinking the vial. That was amazing. I definitely encourage my players to if they think that they can do something, please tell me. The Dungeon Master's Guide, it says it in there. These are guidelines. It's like the Pirate's Code. Yeah, don't let the rules get in way of the fun. Yeah. So no, when the vial tips over, it's okay, it's going to smash to the ground. If you're right there, it's can I leap at it and try to catch it? Yes, but explain to me how you do that. I really love when that kind of stuff happens.
All preemptive, by the way. I just made it up as I went.
And that's perfect. I mean, that's kind of the reaction because when someone spills a bottle, it is a reactive thing. You don't be playing that kind of stuff.
The slow, I was going to do the whole slow mo. No.
By the way, so I have an idea. I wonder if you'd want to incorporate an ask the DM sort of thing in here. Is there any questions that the viewers might have for you?
I'm okay with that. Yeah, go ahead. Ask me whatever. I will do my best to answer any questions that the people that are watching it have. And like I said, we are a very young podcast and we're still figuring things out as we go along. Any comments or any critiques that you do give, guys, I'm more than happy to take them in. And, because I really want to make this the best show, the best program that it can be.
Players as well, if there's any questions for the characters through us or something, I mean, that'd be fun too.
Just point of context for everybody, we just finished the finale. I'm blown away about how it ended. That was absolutely amazing. So yeah, what do you think? Let's just go down the line, talk about, and Kiefer, thoughts?
I enjoyed that final battle. There was a lot going on in it, and I thought it was really fun to try and plan it out.
Like, what do you think of like the overarching story of the Dunes of Akal?
I really liked it. I really liked the concept of the like monsters exploding out of people and the whole voyage and stuff. What's really interesting to me, especially with the finale here and stuff like that, is in my mind how the universe is going to be changed by the events that happened here today.
Yeah, I want to actually know if like, because Hans and Kiefer, you guys were in the last season. I wanted to know if you caught that Easter egg that was at the end, or not at the end, but at the beginning of the season finale. If you caught the Easter egg, if you did, it's fine.
I don't believe so, but it might be a recollection.
Okay.
Without giving any spoilers, I love how it was, just everyone threw everything into it. And then it was just like, oh.
No, we can do spoilers. This is like going to premiere 2 weeks after the finale.
About everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, vials, arrows, vials, spells, this, that. Oh no, more demons. Oh, wait a minute. I've been waiting to do this since I found out there was a plant involved in the flashback.
Yes. Yes.
That moment, you're like, I cast this spell. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what's what? Like, I was surprised. Like, that is just, I love that stuff. That is like my favorite stuff that happens. Oh.
At this point, I'm already dead. I'm laying on the ground. I'm kind of like imagining everything that you're saying. You're talking about the plant crawling out of his mouth, going up to the large sea serpent, and you're like, yeah, it glows with a golden light. And for some reason, all I heard was, I'll cast light on it.
That's what I thought.
It's already glowing.
That's what I thought she says. Like, I cast light on it. I'm like, okay. And then she like, no, blight. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I was drinking through this episode.
It's a good thing that Hans has an uncle that grants wishes, because he can wish me back to life, right?
I had a special arrow back just in case, because after you said that a couple times, like, well, the only other thing I could do is if she wasn't going to do it, I was just going to shoot one more arrow as his mouth opened at the crystal in his mouth, flower in his mouth, just to try to put an arrow through it and then through the back of his throat and see if it just exploded in his mouth. Was my idea.
Well, see, like as soon as it was mentioned, so I heard, flower comes out of his mouth, blah blah, and I'm just sitting there like, wait, I have something for that. I can do something about that. But my character hasn't seen it, so I can't do it yet. But then at the end, that was like, I think the first time. But then as soon as, I'm underneath the snakes and everything, and it just comes like, I think in that moment, the plant just comes right out and it's just huge. I'm like, there's no way I can miss that. So yeah, I just took the opportunity to cast blight on that, because I was like, that's exactly what this calls for. And it's really interesting the fact that I even have that spell, because everything else I have is like to help and just talk to things. And I thought, well, in creating the character, I thought, well, in nature there has to be a balance. And so I thought blight was a good balance of destroying something, or
So you selected blight knowing we were going into a desert, and it ends up being the keystone that kills Big Bad. That's awesome.
So my character is used to living in forests, used to being around lush environments. Things live and they die. Trees fall, they decompose, and they create life. The cycle of life kind of thing. So death is included in with life. And so I felt that blight was a good balance of a creation and destruction type of mentality.
I still cannot believe, like, my body's still like shaking. It's like, oh my God, that absolutely happened. And I love final conflicts that do that. Like, there's so many, and like, I worry so much, like, is this fight going to be interesting? Is it going to be chaotic enough where, like, and it's like, if you have like the big bad, right? If you have like just the big bad, then everybody's just going to focus on it, and the fight's going to be over in like 10 minutes, and it's just absolutely boring. So I try to figure out how chaotic can I make this, and like, I was like, okay, this is what they do, this is how they do it. And I looked through the character sheets, not to like, it's like, okay, what's good counters for them? It's like, and I like try to remember like, okay, this is how they fight, this is how they do things. And Ellie, you don't participate in combat all that often.
No, not
Well,
really.
she's not. Again, so you have
I'm
to
a pacifist.
well, that too. And the other thing you have to think about too, she's playing her character because a druid is really not someone who's going to get up in close in combat anyways. They're going to be more in the background casting spells that help people.
No, like the tower conflict, instead of fighting, she decided, okay, I'm going to go make the potions. Okay. It's like, great, cool, fantastic. During the fight with the queen, she was, I'm going to try to like figure out the focal point and try to stop the spell so we don't have to kill her. I was like, she was trying to do everything very peacefully, and it was very sweet, and and then like literally the last second, she turns like, I'm going to cast one of the biggest destruction spells I can think of. And just, I mean, like, I was like, oh my God, this just happened. It was such a surprise, and I'm so excited, and I cannot stop like gushing about this. This is like the best thing.
Yeah.
This is the best thing that's happened in this series yet. I mean, I know that we're young, but still, like, awesome.
I like for the first part of the battle, like you heard me say, okay, I'm moving to here. I'm grabbing a vial of oil. And I was hoping that would spark other people to think, oh yeah, we forgot about the oil. And luckily, Hans picked up on it a little bit later because it was going to help us out. So that's why I did that, to kind of like, because I knew it was there because my character knows she has it. I'm like, and I know this is going to help us kill Drazat. So
I'm not going to use it very much.
Yeah, I thought about it because I was like, well, I don't have a magic weapon. I chose to take, the cloak of protection at the beginning here, and I was like, well, she has a concoction that can help. And then he went prone, and I was like, this is perfect opportunity to get in there and do some big damage, because me as a player, I love combat.
In fact, you and Kiefer were the bigger hitters. Even though I'm doing damage back there with my arrows, I can only do 5 of them, where you guys are using your blades. So that's why the second time I was like, well, I need to get Kiefer a vial of oil. So I need to go back down here, grab another vial, get it up to Kiefer, get him to go get Drazat, because you guys are going to do more damage than what I'm doing. And luckily, it kind of helped me be more of a support role, kind of help try to keep people up so we can get to the end.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell me how you feel about that spike growth.
Loved it. I thought that was very unique. And the spike growth is such an interesting spell because there's no saves to it. It's just the moment you walk onto it, you take damage. And you cannot prevent yourself. And the fact that it camouflages itself so you don't know where it's at.
Well, that's why I was kind of giving a description, like these vines come up out of the water, you see spikes, and all these spikes come up, and Drazat didn't know it was there because he was in the area of conflict. So that's what. So I was trying to give a little bit of explanation for the flavor text.
And I do like that. I do love it when people make spells their own. I don't it's fine. It's fine if you talk from the books, like, okay, well, I just cast Fireball, but like
that when you ask, what does it look like?
Yeah, what is it? Yeah, so I always ask, like, what does the spell look like? How does your magic work? I have a character that uses Divine Smite, but like his smite's like not the typical smite. His weapon just gets bigger, just. So this is just how their magic works. And I feel like, magic is a personal thing. So what makes your magic unique versus everybody else's? And it could be something just like a color, or like my magic smells like vanilla when I use it. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Listening through each and every episode, and I listen to them like at least 5-6 times before I even post them. Like, you guys have gotten so descriptive into what I can tell how you guys are getting more comfortable into, like, okay, well, my character is going to do these things. Instead of just, okay, well, I hit, I slash, and my turn's ending. So I do appreciate every time when you guys make a nice descriptive explanation of what your character's doing. It just makes the listening and makes the adventure just so much more fun.
And sometimes it's hard, like, I think we all have our own image in our mind of what we're seeing. So sometimes it can be hard to try to describe that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it definitely helps with practice.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at giving good flavor text.
Yeah, Galaxia, by far, I love your flavor text. I love the way you roleplay. Your experience definitely shows in your in your role playing. You've done this quite a bit, and it shows.
I just want to note for Ellie, now that we're kind of at the end of this, Galaxia was a girl.
Oh.
You kept Eve. I don't have to keep correcting you.
Oh, okay. It's okay. I didn't know.
Okay, it's all right. I was there for you the whole time.
There were no pronouns provided, so.
You know what, though? Our us working together from the same place. It was good since session one, and it flowed really good. I think we both had a good time working with each other, and I think it made it easier for you to kind of role play your character, knowing that I was kind of there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it really helped. I think it really helped Ellie also to just have somebody to cling on to.
No, I love the chemistry that you two had. It was adorable, and B, it just fit the characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's why at the end I was hoping for a little bit more when you got a nice little hug from your friend, and you're like, okay, well, she kind of like shrugged it off, like,
I didn't mean to shrug it off, but I mean, I'm freaking in shock at that point. Or I have this big giant snake just hand me this circle, this thing, and I'm just like, okay, what do I do with that? So I mean, it kind of made sense to me that Ellie was just kind of there in shock and just kind of stuck for a minute.
Happened, I kind of reached over and kind of gave you a hug and gave you encouraging words. And I knew you could do it. I had faith in you. Kind of renew your.
And trust me, hearing that, I was freaking out. I was like, "Yee!" But I think Ellie at the moment was just like, oh, okay.
We record the interviews like while we're recording the adventure, so we don't know what's going to happen the next 2 weeks. But I will say this: as of the 9th. That's when we're recording the season finale and the end of Dunes of a Call. The channel, Midgarin Gaming, has 965 subscribers. We are 35 away from 1,000.
Nice.
That's really cool. And before we end, I wanted to talk about the channel moving forward and how I would like to do a little bit of different things. One, I had so much fun talking about Centuars. It is my favorite bit right now.
That's been a thing. Yep.
Yeah, like during the interviews, I would like to do that. At least one interview is where we pick a topic, we shoot it out to like social media, and then we discuss like a monster or a creature or something.
That's so cool.
Biology, culture, biology, their culture, something. And whatever we decide upon, that gets added into the mythos that is what we're trying to do for Sunday nights.
That's so cool.
That's something I would like to do. I'll talk to you guys after the interview. Hopefully make it a little bit of a surprise. If we do reach 1,000 subscribers, I do want to like do a little goofy thing with all of you. But I want
to tell your friends, folks.
Yep, tell your friends, like and subscribe to Sunday nights.
Smash that subscribe button.
Oh yeah.
Destroy the subscribe button.
Destroy the subscribe button. Do me a favor, gang. What would you guys like to see for the future of this channel, of this podcast? What are you guys hoping to see in future seasons? What are you guys, hoping to do? And I do appreciate the fact that you're all coming back. That is absolutely phenomenal to me that you're all coming back for the next season. What are your thoughts, hopes, and dreams, I guess?
I was just thinking, like, with interactivity, with people watching and all of that, I mean, my mind goes to fan-driven content almost.
Okay.
Like, maybe even like a create your own adventure, like it's run by polls and like what are they going to do next or this week or something, and you give a whole bunch of options and whatever wins is what occurs.
That sounds crazy, and I'll try that. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Okay, what else you guys got?
I was actually thinking the same thing that Ellie said, except like instead of like just fan-driven content, like they get to vote on some of the things that we use, like as far as like equipment, and just to see how we make it work for ourselves.
Yeah,
we will go full Hunger Games. Yes. If they make a donation, like the audience can buy equipment for the character.
I mean, hey, that's cool.
Another little poll question that would be kind of fun would be like, what was your most favorite part of the session where it was like a dramatic turn of events like that you didn't plan on, and then people just kind of like comment on like they thought it was like the most fun thing that somebody thought of that nobody expected.
Your favorite moment
or something like that.
Oh, I have a lot. So many.
But that would be something for the channel for viewers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like do something like that would be, along with the other suggestion too. The polling would be kind of like a nice little polling thing. Like you could just ask as a free thing, as a poll, like, hey, what was your most favorite moment of what changed the game, and how which player had the most imagination as far as doing something that wasn't expected.
Like that.
So I'm thinking maybe something to do with the fan favorite. Maybe if there's a fan favorite of the story and they get to do something, maybe they have their own interview. Maybe there's something that they have to do in the story. I don't know.
Whose line it is anyway, where everything's
pretty much.
I'll just pick a winner of my choosing, and then they have to do something special with me at the end.
Or something like Super Troopers, where you have to say something like squirrel in a sentence and do it a couple times.
Or something stupid, yeah. Something silly they have to do
Oh my god,
in the game.
Oh yeah, like all right, well you're the winner, so like your punishment or like your prize is that you get to pick somebody in the cast and they have to play the cat game the entire time, where they have to
Or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, they have to like it's like all right, well I won, so for the entire game Hans has to try to like weave in the word meow in every conversation.
That would be
I could definitely do that. I think I have that on pro.
I would love to do that one.
We'll figure
Stop
it
that right now.
Meow.
All right.
Are you guys familiar with Run the Jewels at all?
No, what's that?
Oh, I don't know that one.
Run the Jewels is a rap band.
Okay.
And they're pretty good, in my opinion. But they had their last album or the album before, it was Run the Jewels 3. And then concurrently with it, they had an album that was released that was called Meow the Jewels, where they took all the songs from their original album and made them cat themed.
Nice.
I want to see fan art.
We need fans first.
You said we have subscribers.
Yeah, we do. We have subscribers.
I'm sorry, I'm a Leo. I really want to know about how famous I am.
But I don't think we're like big enough to have like. I don't think you can request fan art. I think like
somebody draw fan art of how you expect my character to look like. I already gave you a description in the beginning. Just draw it.
I do like the idea that you did and go on a particular website. We're not sponsored by them, but go on a particular website and then using their program to build a character, like a character. That was kind of interesting. I kind of want to try like do 8-bit art for the characters next season because I
should draw the animated like they do on YouTube. Somebody should draw an animated of what they imagine we're doing with our dialogue. There you go.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. All right, gang, we have time enough for one last question. So, somebody ask a question. I'm out. I'm tired.
Okay.
Can we go to bed? I have to be up at like 5 a.m.
Got time.
Yeah, you're fine. Thank you guys so much for being part of this. Thank you guys tremendously for doing this with me. I've been having so much fun. And honestly, thank you for listening to these and being part of this project that we're trying to do. It means the world to me that, out of everything in this world, that you can watch, you can listen to, you can deal with, you decided that, we are worth an hour of your time a week. That is just absolutely phenomenal. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You made it happen.
This play because I got an opportunity to play the character I've been wanting to play for a while, just haven't had a chance to play her. So I actually got a good setting to kind of enjoy playing this character again. So it was kind of fun.
You make this happen.
Again, thank you for listening. We will be back next week with our new adventure, and we are heading to Theros, land of mythology and Greek debauchery. So tune in next time on Sunday nights.
Minstrels, play us out.